Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for a History Police video where I review clips and snippets of iconic TV shows and movies. Obviously my expertise is on the Tudor period, so I'm a Tudor historian. I've published on Elizabeth I and Anne Boleyn. I have a PhD from University College London and I've been an academic for the last 15 years. So yes, I do know about history and primary sources. In this clip, I'm reviewing a very interesting encounter between Princess Mary and Edward Seymour, Lord Protector of the realm, during the first half, I would say, of Edward VI's reign. This short clip is from the TV show called Becoming Elizabeth. There is a lot to say about that TV show. I did a review over all that show, but I'm also gonna attack some clips and scenes of that show because I think there are many things that they got right, but so many things that they got wrong. So let's dive in that scene.
Lady Mary, forgive me,
You are on the way to your brother's execution. I know. I will not keep you long.
Okay, so here it is when Thomas Seymour is accused of high treason against Edward VI. He tried, well, how can I put it? He tried to marry Elizabeth. He tried to get power. And there was like, rumors that he was conspiring against Edward Seymour, his brother, his older brother, as Lord Protector, but also against the king, that he wanted to take the king for himself, to kind of put his authority on him and rule for him. But he also tried to marry Princess Elizabeth. I believe personally that yes, he really acted inappropriately with Elizabeth. I believe that he was a predator. I will go and dive into lots of scenes about them and discuss why it's so wrong and what's the evidence in primary sources, in archives. So in that scene, she's saying, oh yes, you're getting ready for your brother's execution, and she's kind of gonna give him a hard time about it.
have I wronged you also?
Some would call lies are wrong. Clearly you do not.
I have done
What you deem necessary, I understand, sir. You are not the first, nor I fear the last man who acts as you do. You have held all the cards to your chest, sure that you are the only one capable of holding them. And look where they have now fallen.
So here, Mary is getting angry for different reasons. I think in lots of ways, Lady Mary, Princess Mary, trusted the Seymour. We know that she had quite a good relationship with Jane Seymour, the mother of Edward VI, the third wife of Henry VIII. Mostly because Jane Seymour had shown strong loyalty to Catherine of Aragon, so Mary's mother, but also to Mary, Princess Mary, and she tried to really rehabilitate Mary at court. So she's the first, queen after Anne Boleyn who tried to repair the relationship between Henry VIII and his eldest daughter, Mary. And so she's always liked, in many ways, the Seymour. And when Edward Seymour became Lord Protector and kind of in charge of her brother, Edward VI, she truly believed that she had an ally, and that though the country would go on the path of being more and more Protestant, they would let her to remain Catholic. And then they kind of changed, and Edward Seymour, Lord Protector, was trying to reinstate more drastic ways and being less and less tolerant and understanding of Mary's faith. More than that, he tried kind of undermine her relationship with Edward, and in a way not authority but maybe agency, and that is why she gets kind of annoyed with him.
Look at the damage that you've done. I thought you were a wise man. When you came to Framlingham, I was quite overwhelmed with relief to see you would guide my brother and that you would permit me to live as I saw fit. I thought you respected me. I thought you clever. In fact, I thought you a friend, sir.
So here, all of this, though it's kind of a bit simplified, It's kind of true, and it does work in that scene. Now, would she have confronted him that way? You know what? I would like to believe yes, because Princess Mary was really bold and also didn't get scared easily. I mean, if you really look at it, she's faced a lot, especially in her teenage years. Named a bastard, no longer being a princess, called Lady Mary. Her relationship with Anne Boleyn was so tumultuous and honestly taught her a lot about politics and court politics. So here I would like to think that this kind of bold statement and confronting, the Lord Protector Edward Seymour at that time would have worked and works well.
I did you too, actually.
And do friends set spies upon one another?
As you mentioned, my lady, unexpected elsewhere.
In what role will you attend the execution? As a brother or as Lord Protector?
As Lord Protector.
I like here the boldness. Okay, so here is like, the question is like, did that scene happen? Probably not. But why is it good historical fiction? It's because it's the probably. We don't know. What we know is that at first, yes, Mary was allowed to have her own faith and had a good relationship with the Seymour. And then little by little, that relationship kind of turned sour. So could she have been that bold at that moment? Yes. Did that happen? Probably not, because we don't really know, right? Like, would she have done it exactly before the execution, when he was on his way to the execution of his brother? I mean, that might not have been the good timing. But here in the writing of historical fiction, why is it good? Is that because they do rely so much on what we know of the dynamic of these two historical characters and make a scene that is plausible.
The world would not allow me to be both.
No, it would not. But it will me. Be both. Sibling and protector. In fact, it has been asked of me. Your council have asked me to take over from the present man, from you. For they believe you a man that is compromised. And I suffered enough ill treatment at the hands of my father that I will not stand by and watch Edward suffer the same. I believe your brother is waiting for you, sir.
This is a very interesting scene here, because we are discussing the downfall of Edward Seymour. Now, she's claiming that the Privy Council would allow her to be both a sibling and a protector, claiming that she was offered the position of Lord Protector of the realm. And there is no evidence that it ever happened. Probably because we have to remember that it was an extreme patriarchal society, very misogynistic, and so for a Privy Council to offer the protectorship of the realm to a woman who's still young and married, that was just not possible. And Catholic, that was just not possible. But what I like in that scene and that dynamic is that it explained a bit the downfall. It explained the resentment of Mary towards Edward Seymour. It explained how the dynamic of their relationship and how it turned sour. That is well done. Though that last line is just out of context, but also so unrealistic. And that's where, for me, historical fiction should kind of provide realistic alternative, realistic script, realistic dialogues, and it's not really what we have here. The last part of that clip, it just doesn't really work. Let me know in the comments what you think about the kind of portrayal of Lady Mary in that show. Personally, I think they nailed it. But also let me know what you think about the dynamic between these two characters and what you know about Edward Seymour, Lord Protector of the realm under Edward VI's reign. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!